Hello, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I'm Kelsey and this is Essentially Booked. And today we are going to talk about my February TBR. So I know this is a short month and I have very ambitious reading goals, but a lot of my books are graphic novels that I've gotten out from the library. And then in the middle of the month, I have a girls trip where it's my book club and we actually do read a little bit. So kind of a reading retreat, but more of just a girls trip with my book club. And so I'm kind of trying to figure out what books out of this stack I want to take with me. I have a couple books that are slow but steady that I'm just going to read slow but steady. I really like what Krista of Book and Jams calls her TBR. It's a pile of possibilities. And I think that is the best way to describe my TBR too, because they're books I cull from my bookshelves for different things, but I probably won't get to all of them, and that's okay. So first, I'm going to start with some carryovers from the last month that I'm still wanting to get to. And then remember, I'm trying to read my book of the month shelf, so you'll see a lot of book of the month books that are predominantly featured and some Kindle books. I've got quite the pile of possibilities, so we will get started. Okay, so first I'm gonna do some slow but studies. It's Black History Month and I've been kind of reading Stamped from the beginning slowly. I'm not very far, but I would like to finish this in February, and it might be something where I read a chapter a day. The writing is very small. Like, it's a very jam-packed book. I would not say it's dense, but it's a harder read than like fiction. I mean, it just takes more brain power. So I would like to read about a chapter of this a day and try to finish this in February. This is the definitive history of racist ideas, and it's broken down into like 5 or 6 different people. So each part is kind of looking at the rise of racist thought through the lens of history, but like through the lens of a person. So the first one's Cotton Mather, then there's Thomas Jefferson, William Lloyd Garrison, W.E.B. Du Bois, and Angela Davis. So they looked at people through history and then kind of surmise the rise of racist thoughts. It is super well done. It's by Ibram X. Kendi. Like, anything he touches is going to be good. So it's just something that I really need to sit down and focus on, and I would love to finish it this month. And then I'm doing a buddy read of Babel by R.F. Kuang with a group from the Currently Reading podcast. We're going to slow but study it throughout the month. And I think too, this writing is going to be really beautiful, and it's not one I want to inhale. It's going to be one I want to savor. So very excited to read that. And then for sure on my arcs, I would like to read Venko by Sherry DeMoline. And I'll probably start like The Foxglove King, and also Go as a River is another one. I have quite a few NetGalley books on my Kindle, so those we'll just see. That's going to be more of a mood reading opportunity. Some other arcs that I would like to get to are Black Candle Women. I'm actually going to probably start this week. And then Bookworm, which is out on the 14th. This is one that I've talked about in my anticipated releases video, and I'm not that excited for it, especially if there might be a cheating line, but it's also intriguing, so I'm going to give it a try. The publisher sent it to me. I want to try it. And then I just went to the library and picked up a bunch of books. A lot of them are graphic novels, so I think my monthly count will be a lot higher because I'm going to consume a lot of graphic novels. But first and foremost, so the Saga series, I got the last 4 that are out that I need to catch up on to be caught up in the series. These are really quick reads. So there's 4 of them. I do really like the cover and stuff. They're all just so precious. Not precious, but they're just beautiful. And then I've heard really good things about Check Please. And it's a hockey graphic novel. I've just heard really good things about it. So I don't know much about it, just that I've heard good things about it. I think there's 2. So excited to read that. And then I also picked up The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich. And this was really recommended to me by Gwen. And in her Patreon community, the Night Owls, this is just a book that's super hyped in in that group. And I know I'll like it. I'm kind of sad it's taking me this long to read it. So I'm very excited to pick up The Measure this month. And then, like I said, I'm trying to prioritize book of the months. I don't think I've shown a single book of the month yet, but that is my main priority this month. So I think I'm going to prioritize my book of the months best if I kind of create themes, challenges, whatever for me. So with it being Black History Month this month, I pulled all the books written by Black authors from my shelf that were book of the month. So take my hand This was also on 12 books recommended to 12 people. Cass, The Origins of Our Discontent, and then Queenie. So those are my 3 that I had from Book of the Month by Black authors. And I think if I can prioritize those, that would be great. But then I also wanted to grab a few that were, I have 2 other Book of the Months. One that I know is really compelling, and so one will be another 12 books recommended by 12 friends. And then another one will be for the Books in Lala Buzzwordathon. So Recursion, I think I'm gonna take this one on my girls trip because it's propulsive, but also like I'll want to read it. I want things that are fast paced that I'll enjoy reading when I'm on a fun trip. So Recursion by Blake Crouch. And then The Book of Magic by Alice Hoffman. I really love her writing, but it is very lyrical. I think a lot of people do not like Alice Hoffman's books because her writing is very like flowery and lyrical and beautiful. And I would say it's more character driven than plot driven because you're getting a lot of introspection into these characters, and just her writing is very wordy and long. Like chapters are like 50 pages. A lot of people love the Practical Magic movie and then don't love the book because it is just so wordy, but I really like that. This is part of that series, The Book of Magic, Alice Hoffman. And then if time allows, I have 2 other books I've just pulled from my shelf for funsies, and that is Kitchens of the Great Midwest by J. Ryan Stradle. This was a book club pick from Modern Mrs. Darcy that I missed. And then Kate Quinn's The Rose Code. I really, really love Kate Quinn, and I think this is the only one that she's written recently that I have not read, so I'm excited for like a historical fiction component for my monthly readings. The Madness of Crowds by Louise Penny. I'll get to it eventually. I want to get caught up on the series, and then other books come in the way and it's very annoying. So Madness of Crowds, book 17 of 18. The series is still ongoing. Beautiful cover. I'll get to it someday. Good morning. So I filmed all of my TBR and then I forgot I had 4 more library books out for February. So quickly gonna film that because I have the video edited and I was about to post it, and then I was just, oh wait. So I have 4 more books on my February pile of possibilities. Sorry, the light is ridiculous right now. Just deal with me. That was ridiculous. But the first one I have is Becoming Duchess Goldblatt. This is the Modern Mrs. Darcy book club pick for the month, which is an online book club I'm a part of, hosted by Anne Bogle. She does the What Should I Read Next podcast. I love that book club community. So this is it's a memoir about an anonymous person. She has a Twitter account of, I think, Duchess Goldblatt. I actually know nothing about it, but then I was flipping through it and it just looks like a super fun memoir. And then I feel like all my booktube friends, so Jessie, Lena, Gwen, they love Lucinda Berry, and I had never heard of her before booktube, which just goes to show that like the book world is broad and there's so many authors out there that you can never know everything. I don't really know why I'm pontificating on that, but here we are. And so I know there's a lot of works by her, and so I went to I'm in a suburb, and my local library doesn't have the greatest selection yet. Like, it has a great selection for the size of the town that we're in, but if you're looking for like a lot of authors that maybe don't have huge followings, my library probably won't have it. So I went to my big city library and they only had 2 of her books, so I grabbed those. So the first one I have is The Secret of Us and Under Her Care. And I think I've shared on here, I'm not a huge thriller person, and I've really struggled to find my mark with thrillers, but I do think from the descriptions of her books, it's giving me Jodi Picoult vibes, but maybe a little more thriller. So I love Jodi Picoult, and so I think I'm gonna like this. But yeah, so Under Her Care and The Secrets of Us, I think I'm gonna bring these on my girls' weekend and try to read them during that. And then I just wanted some steamy romance. It's February, right? So I grabbed My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. I have a really good friend who cannot stand Tessa Bailey, just her writing, and it is one of my favorite things to like bother her about. So Tessa Bailey writes very open door, very smut, etc. I'm excited for this. Anyways, and then I'm also doing some book tours for Biblio Lifestyle. So I've gotten Independence in the mail. I have to just feature this in February. I probably won't read it in February. And then I also got Deborah Crombie, A Killing of Innocence. I've never read Deborah Crombie, but I really like Louise Penny and mysteries. So these are 2 books I'm going to feature this week. I also just found out I got approved for The Last Tales of the Flower Bride through this program. So I'm going to be getting that, and I am next level excited because it's one of my anticipated releases. So, okay, pile of possibilities done. for February, I will get this video up. Thank you for just what this is today and my general demeanor. Thank you for dealing with it, and until the next video. So that is my February TBR. I'm really excited to see how many of these I actually read. I would love to do my slow and steadies for sure, get my Louise Penny, and then knock off some book of the month. I'm just excited to see where my reading takes me this month. And if there's any that you think I should prioritize, please let me know in the comments. If you've read any, let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate your support. And if you are liking what you see, please remember to like and subscribe, because it does help me grow my channel so that I can continue to put out content like this. So until next month's TBR, bye.